Morning. This morning it's a beautiful fall morning. My husband went to town and I have decided that we're going to make some yogurt together this morning because yogurt is one of my favorite things and homemade yogurt is so easy. You will be shocked how fast and easy it really is. Let's go. So I did make a batch last night and I just want to show you how beautiful and creamy it is. And again, so easy. Beautiful, creamy, homemade yogurt. Oh, I just love it. So I'm going to take some and I think that, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I'm going to take some and I think that will be my breakfast this morning. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I make an unsweetened yogurt, but you can make a sweetened yogurt if you want by adding a bit of maple syrup, honey, or whatever you want. But when I am doing the yogurt, I like to do unsweetened so that it, you're fermenting this yogurt and you want it to set really well. So I do the unsweetened yogurt, and then if I want to sweeten it, like this morning I'm doing some yogurt with some wild blueberries, and I'll just sweeten it with a bit of honey or maple syrup or a little bit of stevia, a little bit of cane sugar, whatever you want. But what I'm going to show you today is the unsweetened product, because from there you can add all kinds of beautiful things. So I purchased this canister online. Okay, where did I purchase it from? I should have had this ready for you. Country Trading Company. I purchased it online. All it is a stainless steel thermal can with a lid on it. And what that does is it allows the yogurt that you've made to sit in here for 8 hours, and because it's a warm place, it just kind of ferments the yogurt and turns your milk into yogurt, because that's what you start with. You start with the milk and then you turn it into yogurt. Now I ordered this online because I've been making yogurt for a couple of years now, but at the time I ordered it, I decided, you know what, I'd like to make our own yogurt, and I didn't know where to start. So I saw this and I thought, well, that's an inexpensive way to start. Let's try it and see how it goes. I have never looked back. This is awesome. I'm not being sponsored by these people. I just love the product. But if you don't want to spend money and you just want to see where you're going, just get a pot, a stainless steel pot with a lid on it. And I'm pretty sure you can put your yogurt in there, as long as it's a nice tight fitting lid. The warmth of the fermentation will stay in that pot and you'll get the same desired result, because all this is a thermal, just like a thermos, a stainless steel thermos with a lid on it. So if you have a stainless steel pot at home with a little bit of a tight fitting lid so that air can't get out of it, you're going to do the same thing without spending money. So let's go and see where we're going. So we're going to start with a jar, and this is just a mason jar. It's a mason jar with a wide mouth to it, and I just use my mason jar wide mouth lids, and that's all this is. So just a jar. I don't like to put it in plastic because I don't like plastic. And you have fermentation going on there, so why do I want plastic seeping into my yogurt? Yeah, I don't think so. We have enough plastic in the world. I like glass. So today I've decided to use goat's milk just because that's what I have in the fridge. And for yogurt, I always use full fat. I never use a skim milk. So I'm using goat's milk today, but you can use cow's milk, whatever you like. So, but I never get skim milk because I like a thick, creamy yogurt. So I'm going to use the goat's milk, and I'm just going to fill this glass jar about 2/3 full. And then I'm going to top it off with some organic whipping cream. And the reason I do that is because I like a thick style Greek yogurt, and the whipping cream just allows me to have that. So you fill it. You can see I'm not filling it to the top, and you'll see why after. So I'm going to get a stainless steel pot, and I'm going to pour this milk in the pot. So I'm going to put this on high. And because it's on high, I just need to say a word of warning. Do not leave the pot, because all you want to do is bring this just to a boil and then shut it off. And because I have it on high, I don't want to scorch it. So I just keep stirring it, because it's only going to take a minute or two at the most, probably just a minute, to come to a boil. So once you see it come to a boil like this, you're going to shut the stove off right away, because you don't want to boil it. You just want to see it come to a boil, and then you shut it off right away. So if you want to know what boiling point is, your boiling point is like just near boiling point. It's 194 degrees Fahrenheit or 90 degrees Celsius. So you bring it to that. And then you're going to cool it to 104 degrees Fahrenheit and 40 degrees Celsius. So you're going to cool this now. You're going to cool it to either 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, or what I call just lukewarm. So while we're waiting, let's just talk about some of the benefits. Yogurt, because it's fermented and it's made from a whole milk, not a skim milk, so you do get the fat, and I always believe that you do need fat in your diet. So it supports bone health. It gives you calcium and vitamin D for your bones. So that's beautiful with the yogurt. It also aids digestion. So anything that is fermented is really good for your gut bacteria. You need good gut bacteria in order for your body to thrive, because studies have shown, you can read up on this, it's very interesting, that your gut, all disease comes from the gut. So if you don't have a healthy gut, that's where disease comes from, usually. So you want to keep a healthy gut, and yogurt, especially homemade yogurt, is so good for a healthy gut. And you know, there's a little side benefit. You may have some great weight management with it, because it is a high protein food. So, you know, there's some real benefits to having some beautiful homemade yogurt in your diet. So now we're just waiting for the milk to cool down. So this part of the process is important. As you're waiting for your milk to cool down, it's really important that I run really hot water out of the tap, and I put it in the jar, and then I put the lid on, because this heats up the jar, because you want everything nice and hot when you put that milk in there, because that'll start the fermentation process. You also want to take your canister and fill it with hot water as well from the tap, and just let it sit and wait for your milk to be done, because now you're heating this glass jar as well as the canister, and that's going to create a nice warm environment for fermentation. Now, once your milk is down to the right temperature, you're going to pour out the water in both of these, in your jar and your canister, because you just wanted to get them nice and heated up. So you're going to dump out the water. While I'm working with the milk, I'm just going to put the lid on the canister, because I don't want to lose that heat. Because we have granite countertops, I just put something underneath the canister, because I don't want the coolness from the granite countertop to come into the canister. So now we are going to do the next step. What you need now is you need some yogurt culture, because that's what puts the good bacteria into the milk. So you've got your milk sitting here, it's cooling, and you want to use some yogurt culture. Now this culture I get from positivelyprobiotic.com, but I'm sure there's lots of places on the internet that you can get it. But I do like this company. They come in little packages of a single package. So at this point, if it's your first time making yogurt, you can take this package and put it into your milk and stir it up and you're ready to go. Because I have just made fresh yogurt, I am going to use my existing yogurt that I made as a culture. So your existing yogurt is actually a probiotic culture that you can use to put the bacteria benefits into this. So I hope I'm not confusing you. If it's your first time making a batch, you want a strong probiotic culture in here, so you would use one of these little packets. If you've, like, I just made this yogurt yesterday, so I know it's nice and strong, so I'm going to use the actual yogurt as a probiotic. How much am I going to use? I'm going to use about a cup, and I'm just going to put it into this. I'm just going to put it into the milk, and I am going to stir it into here. So if it's your first time doing yogurt, you're going to use the bacteria culture. If you have fresh yogurt that you just made, you're going to use your actual yogurt and stir it in. So now I'm going to put this into my jar, put this milk into my jar. Now if I have some left over, I just eat it because it's beautiful. Good for your tummy. So that's that. I'm going to put the lid on the jar, and then I'm going to put it in the canister. And I am going to let that sit for 8 hours. So about every 5 batches, again, I just don't want to confuse you. Your first time you're doing yogurt, use the probiotics because it's a strong probiotic. After that, I use some of my yogurt because that is a probiotic as well. I will use my own yogurt maybe for 5 batches, and then I'll use this again just to keep it nice and strong. So I'll use my own yogurt for about 5 batches, and then I'll strengthen it with this again. So I hope I'm not confusing you. Now, another side note is that if you don't have this at home and you haven't made yogurt, or somebody snuck into the fridge and ate it on you and you don't have anything, you can buy some good organic full fat yogurt at the store and use that as a probiotic for this. So there are several ways you can do this. Anyways, you're gonna keep this in this canister for 8 hours, and then after that you're going to put it into your fridge for 24 hours. So you're going to keep this on your counter for 8 hours. That's allowing it to ferment. And then you're going to put this into the fridge for 24 hours, and then you can eat it. So my yogurt and blueberries are ready to eat. I was sinful this morning and put a little bit of maple syrup in there. Delicious. I don't know. There's something so satisfying about making your own yogurt. The reason I wanted to start it is because there are some beautiful yogurts out there, but I hated that everything was in plastic. Because I knew that that yogurt was absorbing that plastic. So the reason I wanted to make our own yogurt, well, hello, it's homemade, but also because I wanted to put it in a glass jar so that we're not absorbing that plastic, because we have so much plastic in our bodies. But the side effect of it is the taste and the beauty of knowing that you're making your own. wonderful, one of my favorite things, homemade yogurt. And I just want you to have a great day.